Oh, I'm just filming.
Huh?
We're live.
Live?
Yeah, man. Tell me about your car.
1963 Fairlane with 351 Cleveland.
Awesome. Awesome. My dad had every muscle car you could think of.
Did he?
He taught me how to do body work and paint.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did he work here in town?
My dad was Bob Tungett. I don't know if you know my dad. He's been gone a while.
Sounds familiar.
What's your name?
Selheimer. Fred.
Daryl Tungett. Good to meet you.
Daryl Tungett. Hi.
Is there a car show going on? Or
Yeah, downtown today.
Where at?
Right there.
Just
Yeah.
awesome.
See, you could probably just go sit on the corner.
Oh, I'm cruising around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, good to meet you.
Same here.
Enjoy your
Daryl.
Yeah, enjoy your ride. Enjoy your ride.
Thank you.
Hey, you know what? We'll go get in line and we'll tell you when we're coming up to Derek Street and you can pull out. That's what we'll do. So just stay here until we're gonna get in line.
Is that your car?
We'll stop traffic so we can come on. Yeah, we'll do that.
I grew up on the west side, right?
Okay.
And I've been gone for 40 years. I just moved home. There was this old woman. She's about 100 years old, back in the 70s, all right, down in the west side. She used to have an old Model T Ford sitting in her driveway. She was the maid for these people. And the Smithsonian kept trying to buy it from her for every year. Instead of reminding me, hey man, enjoy your day.
We're all together, so I want to make sure we ride in together.
Have fun.
That's original.
Hey man,
What's up, man?
tell me about today's event.
What do you want to know?
What is this all about?
So they
You
raise money
mind-
for.
Do you mind if we're live?
Oh no, I don't mind.
Right on. Awesome. Promote Ottawa.
So we're downtown Ottawa right now. We're raising money for River Rescue Squad.
Excellent.
A couple dealers set up here from Peru. Got some new vehicles here. Whether you're looking for a new vehicle, an old vehicle, or some classics for sale. This is going on for about 25 years now. It's a great event.
River Rescue, that's awesome. My uncle was River Rescue.
My grandfather was like a 20-year vet at River Rescue.
I bet you
So-
he knows Jim Harmon.
I'm sure.
Yeah. What's your name?
I'm Brandon.
Brandon, it's Daryl.
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you. Enjoy. Thank you so
You
much.
as well. Lots-
Thanks for
lots
the
going
info.
on down here.
Awesome. Can you smell that good food?
Oh yeah. Good
Have
stuff.
a good one.
You too, man. Stay safe.
Thank you.
Okay, now we're still seeing nice cars here. Now here's a C3 Corvette with a special
Hey,
set
guys.
of wheels on it that I haven't seen before. It's got some
Thanks a lot.
flames on it. Looking good, man. Looking good. I love it. Mustang GT, next ride in. You know, the first Mustang was 64.5, and they never missed a beat.
Oh, I know.
Hey, bud. Are they going to drive around?
I think they're parking
Do you know where they're going to park?
up and down the street. That's what they're doing now. And I mean, I think there's a lot more to come.
They're all the way over in my neighborhood, over by Marquette High School. Cars over.
I see them all the way to the aqueduct.
Oh, no kidding. That's where I was headed. That's
yeah, they
cool.
were all the way. When I came from by the aqueduct.
Yeah.
Fox Park. You know?
That's where I was headed, but then I saw all the cars out there. I was like, well, doggone, we must be having a show. I heard it's like a Hemi Cuda pulled up in front of my house.
Yeah.
So I heard something.
I started seeing them coming down there and turning around, lining up. And I'm like, damn, they're all the way down here?
Yeah. So are they parking into parking spaces? Are they
Oh, they're kind of backing in.
are they blocking off the street?
They're backing in, like that. Instead of being like that, they're backing in.
Can we go down the street?
Right down the middle of the street.
Cool. Right on. Have a good one, man. I'll see you down at the river park sometime.
Probably. You will. I go there a lot.
Jump over.
C7 Corvette. It's the first C7 that I have seen tonight. Got ground effects and it's a wide body. Oh yeah, man.
That Supra. That is badass.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
We're live. These guys are gonna love that Supra. That's sweet. Tear it up.
Tell my wife that. She doesn't like it.
I ain't saying nothing. I ain't saying
Don't worry,
nothing.
she's not here. She's in South Carolina right now.
Right on. That's a beautiful Supra.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Enjoy it. Awesome. That Lotus. Wake up. Nice.
Okay, okay.
I asked the guys, I'm going to tell him he did that.
up. I have one just like it in high school. Same color. I had the V8. Awesome. Awesome. That's a beautiful car. Awesome.
Thanks.
that was a nice surprise. If you're tuning in now or later, thanks for joining me. I can't imagine my bit rate is very good. But I went outside and I wanted to go down to the river with you guys and bring you guys down to the river. My housing's loose. I need to tighten it. I'll show you guys my setup sometime. It's a little loose. There we go. Let's see if the flip back. See, it never works. The flip doesn't work. I flipped the cam, it don't want to work. It doesn't want to flip. It just stays black. Whenever I flip the cam, it doesn't work. That's all right. I'll get it figured out. So we saw a nice car show. We have the cruisers are out doing a car show all over town. So I'll try to get back downtown once they're all parked. There's going to be a ton of people down there, though. I hope you guys can hear me okay. I'll check the integrity of the stream once I get home. I'll be getting a better service, a better connection, and a better phone, hopefully before the end of summer. If you are a disabled person, you are eligible for a program called SafeLink and a program called Lifeline, where the federal government will help you get a good phone with free internet, free phone. It's a bit of a process to get it, but it is available. Assistance for internet, assistance for a phone is available. Reach out to public aid. I don't have mine yet in the state of Illinois. The state of Illinois doesn't have shit for benefits. They do not take care of their people at all compared to other states that I've lived in. Benefits here are ridiculous. They're non-existent. The state does not take care of its people at all. There are no benefits here. I'm better off in Pennsylvania. But that is a federal program which you should look into online if you would like to offset the cost of your cell phone, offset the cost of your internet. There are programs out there, and there are two of them. Lifeline, this isn't staying tight. It's moving. There's Lifeline and there's SafeLink. Those are two federal programs that can help you get a phone for free. All right. Maybe we'll get out in the river this year. It'll be all right. So where I grew up is now a park. Where I lived when I was a teenager, I should say, because I lived in a lot of different places. Lived out in the country, lived in a farm, lived in the town, I lived in this place, that place. Yep, passed around like a sack of bananas. If you're tuning in, welcome. I'm sorry I'm not looking at chat at the moment because I have my phone. I did bust out my camera housing, my attachments for my power chair, and I got this attached as best as I can, but I actually have to handle my phone to see the chat. Right now it's static and it's attached to my chair. And it's what I used to do on my manual chair, but I'm using a power chair now because I'm not as strong as I used to be. My condition will continue to deteriorate. I will continue to deteriorate until I am dead. That is the nature of primary progressive multiple sclerosis. There is no escaping it. There is no cure. So thanks for spending some time with me in an otherwise isolated existence. It's nice that I can go out to this park, though. It's definitely a blessing. And so we're headed to the Riverwalk Park, which used to be my uncle's property where I used to live when I was a teenager. A lot of good memories. And so there's nothing there now except for a park. But I'll show you where the houses used to be. And the reason that it's a park now is because it used to heavily flood. We'd be underwater. I've woke up with my feet in water before. Very good. I always worked with my dogs every day. Have a good walk, man. snapped his fingers and that dog sat right down. Look at that ganja over there. You see that ganja I planted right there? Look at that shit. It's already 3 feet tall. We're gonna go smoke some tobacco. I didn't bring any coffee. I didn't bring any drinks. But I'm still testing out. I'm still on my crappy old phone. My crappy old phone that Uncle Sam gave me 5 years ago. My internet connection is shitty. It's crappy on my phone. But I would like to be doing more IRL like I used to. I did IRL every day before I was disabled, before I was in a chair, before I was stuck in my house all the time, before I had MS affecting me. I was hiking through the Appalachians. I was on historical properties, battlefields, plantation houses, spending the night in haunted houses. Spending the night in the Pritchard Plantation House in the Kernstown battlefield to commemorate the second battle of the Battle of Kernstown. And so we stayed in the Pritchard house, and it was scary as shit. There's stuff moving around. There's freaking ghosts walking right next to you. And so I used to video and live stream all that stuff, and you can find that older stuff of mine on my personal Daryl Tungett YouTube channel, Rock and Roll. And this is paid for by our sponsors, Great Googly Moogly and the Snosberry Company. Welcome. So these used to be our dogs. Where we're sitting right now, I used to have a teepee. I used to have a canoe right here. And I had an Indian teepee. My uncle bought me an Indian teepee right here. So this was my uncle's property, this park. I spent my teenage years here. If you are a friend of mine from the School of the Art Institute of Chicago, Jennifer over in Germany, Dino up in Chicago, Amy out west, Sharon out in San Francisco, all my friends from the Art Institute, Jennifer, this is where I was living when I met you guys. When I met you guys at the Art Institute, our freshman year at the School of the Art Institute of Chicago. And there wasn't no Ferris Bueller cruising through the museum either. Now he's too busy getting stoned up in my dorm room at Herman Crown Center. And so this is where I was living. And so my uncle had a bitchin' A-frame right over there by those willows. Do you see the willows on the right? My uncle had a beautiful A-frame house there. And here I had a teepee and I had a canoe. And then my uncle had another boat right here that had a cabin in it that me and my girlfriend used to camp out in and stay out in and drink beer and smoke weed and make wild animal noises. And so this used to be, this was my happy place. Yep. When I was 16, 17 years old, this is where I was living. I was not homeless in a park. This was my uncle's house. The willows are still there. He had a bunch of willows right in the front yard. And so over here in this parking lot, where the neighborhood houses are, we had a great big cinder block garage. It was huge. I mean, it was 24 feet high, big ceilings in the inside. It could be used for an auto shop. But on top of the roof, which had walls on the roof, you couldn't actually see the floor. Look at somebody just threw their shit out there, I guess. The geese will eat it. 1 million geese served. There's goose shit everywhere. But we used to grow pot on top of the garage, and you could never see it unless you were in a helicopter. Look at that. They're just waiting for me to ramp off on that sucker. Rock and roll. Should we do it? Should we do it? Should we do it? Now I have a mount that I did not bring with me that I can detach my phone and then put it on a picnic table. And we're going to be coming down here with Freeside, having a picnic, get some grub. Sorry if I blocked you guys. But that's weird though, the ramps are underwater. I've never seen that before. And so this is nice. This is my new happy place. This is the park, but this was my uncle's property. He owned this entire corner of the river was my uncle's house. This was a gated community. This had a privacy fence around it. It was an electric fence. And I lived in a little house here on my uncle's property. And my cousin lived in a little house. And there used to be 3 duplexes right here. We called them war homes because they were built after the war, World War II, for soldiers. And so there was 3 duplexes here. There was a small apartment building that had 6 apartments in it. I believe it had 6 apartments in it, 3 below, 3 above. Had 3 duplexes, which were 3 bedrooms each. And then there was 2 small, tiny little houses here that me and my cousin lived in, the 2 tiny little houses. And then my uncle had a great big house right here. Yep, when I was going to the Art Institute. And so we used to hang out right here. It's beautiful in the wintertime. These houses over here across the river, I put the roof on a couple of them when I was a teenager. I did a lot of roofing for my uncle's construction companies. And so I've been on a roof since I was 5 years old, bringing coffee up to my uncles who were doing roofing work. Most of my family are in construction and carpentry. I became the gardener. My mom and dad were both good gardeners. Rock and roll, so welcome to the park. We are on the river walk, which is what this path is. And we are also near the historic Illinois and Michigan Canal, which we're also going to be going on quite a bit this summer. And I'm going to be showing you guys some amazing, really cool tidbits of history. So who's from this area? People you guys may not have ever heard of. General Wallace, okay, was from Ottawa, Illinois. General Wallace was the hero of the Hornets' Nest of the Battle of Shiloh, and that is a huge deal. That is a huge deal. If you guys have tuned into my Civil War streams in the past, in the Gettysburg Battlefield, or even in my simulations and video games where I'm doing Civil War, you guys have heard me talk about General Wallace. And so he invited Abraham Lincoln here. I believe it was General Wallace. It could have been General Wallace. It may have been the Reddicks. Invited Abraham Lincoln here to engage in his very first debate for the presidency, the debate against slavery here in this town. And we are in Ottawa, Illinois, where I went to high school. I was born in a hospital here in Ottawa, Illinois. It was the only hospital around. We had the only fire station, the only police station. And there's a lot of little country farm towns around that I also lived in and grew up in, out in Cherry, Illinois. And I spent a lot of time in Norway and Dayton. So welcome. How's it going? Very good. Nice people out for a walk, enjoying my uncle's property. Look at this, man. We used to have a garden right here. There was a garden right there. We had a big badass garden right there, man. We used to sit right there smoking joints, drinking beers all summer long, just chilling, listening to tunes, going fishing, get out on the pontoon boat. Now, if you guys have seen the Superman film, and I gotta find a clip of it, and I'll see if I can insert it or upload it or something somewhere. But in one of the Superman films, and I think it was the one with Christopher Reeve, I do believe it was the one with Christopher Reeve, where he saves the kids off of the school bus falling off of the tiny little bridge crossing a little river. Well, this is that exact same river. And that bridge, the Superman saved, Christopher Reeve saves the kids in the bus. That little bridge is only a couple miles from here. And so maybe if we can find that bridge, we can go up there and check it out. Yep, there's that old willow tree. Bunch of river pirates. A lot of river salvage going on. I know river salvage guys. Yep, sinking into ice, doing 360s in their van right out there on the river in the wintertime. But what I was going to do is I was going to find a nice place. We're going to find our place. It has to have a table. That looks like frisbee golf thing over there. Lots of people come play frisbee golf here. But we got to find our spot. Now there's a pavilion up there, but we got to get a table because I want to go get some food. And we're going to be coming down here. We'll have breakfast, we'll have lunch, we'll have some picnics, chill out, tell some freaking war stories, rock and roll. So we are at the junction of the Illinois River, the Great Illinois River, and the Fox River. And now the Illinois River is a very big river, whereas the Fox River is not so big. Let's go up to that pavilion and check it out. So I assume, and I've never played frisbee golf, I've never played frisbee golf before, that you have to shoot the frisbees into the golf chain nets. It looks like, they look like basketball hoops. That's got to be pretty hard. Chuck a frisbee hundreds of yards and get it right in that basket, that takes some serious talent. That's a lot better than some chick on Twitch showing her butthole on cam. That's totally talentless. Now, if you can chuck a frisbee in that basket, you got 10 stars, baby. Check out these willows, you guys. You ever notice willows always grow by water? Willows always grow by water. And I have to say, there's more willows here now than there was when I grew up here. I lived in Ottawa, Illinois, went to high school. Norway's a few miles away. There's a lot of little farm towns around. Hopefully we'll get to visit some for some really cool little events. I'd like to go to the Scandinavian church service in Stavanger, Illinois. That would be nice. I could tell some stories, and that would just absolutely tickle those people, the things that I could tell them about our history here. And we are here in the cornfields of Illinois, where this is the very first place that Scandinavian settlers immigrated to and settled in the United States, right here. Now shit, when I was growing up, it seemed like everybody was blonde. But that's just simply not the case. That is a silly stereotype. All I gotta say is look at the very hot and sexy Bjork, man. She's not blonde, she's not 6 feet tall. She looks like my sister, not so sexy. That's right. So welcome to the river. And that is the aqueduct. That bridge that you see up there is part of the Illinois-Michigan Historic Corridor. It's part of the historical canal. You can see a guy riding his bicycle up there. Now that trail up there on that bridge, it goes hundreds of miles across the state of Illinois. And that is a historical trail. And before I was disabled, one of my goals was I wanted to do the entire trail for charity. And I was going to do it on bicycle. I could do it hiking. It's not that far. It's a couple hundred miles. Hiking a couple hundred miles is nothing. You do that in a week, and that's casual. And this trail is very, very easy. The Illinois-Michigan Canal is worth your time. And so we're going to be packing up some food. We'll get out in the canal, and I'm going to show you guys where Wild Bill Hickok used to be a mule driver for the canal boats. And so the canal boats that would haul sand and coal and stone and resources up and down the Illinois-Michigan Canal, which would take resources from the Great Lakes, from Lake Superior, Lake Michigan, all the way across the state of Illinois into the Missouri and the Mississippi River. So essentially you could transport corn. We can actually get to Cuba from here. This river goes all the way down into the Missouri, the Mississippi, all the way down to New Orleans. And it's because of this canal. Now the Fox River goes all the way up into the Chicago River. So we can get to Chicago from here. Okay, but the canal was the method of transporting goods and services back in the 1800s. Okay, the 1850s during the Mexican-American War, the 1860s during the American Civil War, and then the 1870s and the 1880s, which the largest world pandemic at the time was murder in the Wild West. That was the greatest pandemic of the late 1800s, was murder in the Wild West. Total pandemic. But in any event, the canal used to go right through here. That is an aqueduct. And mules used to pull canal boats full of goods and resources from Chicago all the way down to Cuba. Chicago all the way down to Havana, all the way down to New Orleans, Kansas City, St. Louis, everywhere. Mulching. You see that nice red mulch? Isn't that nice? It looks dyed. How should you guys mulch? It's very simple. If you have a dark area, okay, on your property, use light colored mulch. If you have a light colored area, use dark colored mulch. That piece of advice did not cost you $40,000 in a degree. You're welcome. Looks like it's going to storm, guys. I'm going to have to get heading home. I'll check chat. I was going to stop and find a picnic table. Shit, I want to go over and get a hot dog or something. I want to get down, see those awesome cars. But if it's going to rain and it's going to storm, and it's not supposed to rain or storm at all. We don't have any rain in the forecast. But those skies are looking like it's going to rain, and I felt a few drops on my arm. And that's really going to suck for the event that's downtown, the muscle car event, the classic hot rod. It's LaSalle County Cruisers. And the reason that this county is called LaSalle County is because this county was first explored and discovered by the European, at least when European immigrants came here, European explorers, I should say, because America was never discovered, it was rediscovered. I should say it was at first discovered by the Europeans, because it wasn't discovered by any Europeans. It wasn't discovered by any people who came across some magical ice bridge either in the Bering Strait. That's a fantasy. There was already people here. There's always been people on this continent. So this area, one of the things that's special about this area is because of the glaciers during the Ice Age. Deposits of ice miles deep were left here in the Midwest, in some counties, in some places like Illinois. And so as a result, we have beautiful canyons, we have beautiful waterfalls here, we have beautiful hiking trails here, and we have the largest deposit of rare silica sand anywhere in the world, which is still used for the majority of windshields for automobiles everywhere in the world. So our major export here is silica sand. And a lot of people are employed here by U.S. Silica. Let's see if I can turn the cam. How you guys doing? And my cam's in a bad spot. There's not much I can really do about it. And that's gonna have to, I gotta turn this somehow. It's not tight. I have to tighten that. Let's see if I can do this. If you're tuning in, wishing me well, gracias. Okay, I think that will work. How about that? Get a little better view. I'm using my Ulanzi attachments. I highly suggest Ulanzi attachments. That is U-L-A-N-Z-I, and they are right off of Amazon. Do not go buying a bunch of shit that says wheelchair, disability crap. Go to the damn dollar store first and you can find attachments for $5. Now I got this stuff, my attachments for my chair, and I've done show and tells before where I've showed my equipment off and showed what I use on my chair and stuff, and it's not a big deal. But my whole focus is I'm a frugal person. I could have $1 million and I'd still buy a $2 t-shirt at Goodwill. That's just the way I am. But I'm not gonna, I refuse to spend hundreds of dollars on stuff to put on your wheelchair so you can attach a camera for a wheelchair. It's bullshit. You can find an alternative that doesn't say disabled wheelchair attachment garbage for $10,000. You know, the industry gouges disabled people for equipment. It's horseshit. So always look for an alternative. Look on Amazon. Look at your local Dollar General for attachments. Look at Walmart. You'll find stuff that's like, I can get a saddlebag for my wheelchair. They want like $100. I can just get a camera bag for $5. It does the same thing. You guys get the idea. I have to move. I have to get a bar for my left arm because the phone is where my joystick is for my chair, so it's kind of in the way. I have to swap it to my left arm, but I don't have a bar to attach it to. So I found a bar in Chicago at Monster Wheelchair, and I can get a bar for next to nothing, which will slide under my left arm on my power chair so that I will more easily be able to control, maneuver, and use my cam on my chair. But until I get that bar, I'm kind of winging it. My attachment's solid. It's for my manual chair. The attachment that I'm using to hold my cam on my chair is actually for my manual chair, but I've rigged it so it will attach firmly to my power chair. But I have to find I have a better solution. It's just a matter of time before I can get it. My cam's attached to my left arm of my chair. Yeah, this is not good. The sidewalks here are a travesty. The sidewalks here are dangerous. The sidewalks here are in a state of ill repair. The roads, most of them, are better than the sidewalks. I wish this town would get off their asses and fix the goddamn roads where you have to cross the railroad tracks on a wheelchair, because I can't. There's railroad tracks in town that I cannot get across at all. Yeah, because they're all broken and shit. So I'll take some pictures and send it to the city. You know, I should be able to get anywhere in my chair out on a sidewalk. You know, a building, that's a different story. If you want to get in and out of a building with no problems, get yourself a wheelchair that is also a stair climber. Then you don't have to worry about anything or anybody or handicap accessibility or none of that crap. Just get a stair climber and bam, you are in and out like Flint. Somebody just dumped their grass clippings over there. Let that stuff mulch up. I don't think it's gonna rain. I'll keep streaming till the phone dies. Sorry for the bumpiness. I do not have a gimbal yet. I have to get a new gimbal. My other gimbal will not attach to this chair. Looks like it's gonna rain. Man, I need a puff. You guys need a puff? I need a puff. You have to be careful about where you smoke these days. Get a ticket. If they can catch me. I don't think they can catch me. I can do 4.5 miles an hour in this speed demon wheelchair, baby. 4.5 miles an hour. Can you believe it? I'm a rocket. Look at that, man. It's like it's going to storm. I'd like to be up on that porch right now. You see that porch on that White House up there? We should go up there and smoke a joint. Well, it was a nice day outside. I'm so glad I got outside. It was really hard. I was feeling like dog shit. I've been so tired. Multiple sclerosis just kicks you. It makes you so tired. It's so crazy. Fatigue. I never understood fatigue. It didn't make any sense to me at all until I became disabled and I got fatigued myself, and I'm like, holy shit, you walk around the block, you feel like you ran 100 miles. What the hell's going on? Give me some Red Bull. All right. Cognac and rum, natural organic. There's all kinds of people out. I got my GoPro with me, but I'm using the phone. We'll see how the connection does. The last time I live streamed out here, the bit rate was bad. There was a lot of pixelation. I hope that the connection's not terrible. We got a bunch of storm clouds rolling in, though. It is not supposed to rain today. Not until like 10 p.m. It's not supposed to rain or storm till 10 p.m. The people downtown at the car show, unfortunately, they're going to get rained out. That sucks. Yeah, that phone's a little too close to my hand. It's hard for me to access my joystick. I was thinking about playing some American Truck Sim when I get home, drive around, but I gotta say it's a little boring. I'm a little bored with my games. I am. They're all too similar. Most games that people are playing on Twitch and the Twitch network are so similar to each other, they just look a little different. They're the same premise, essentially. Man, you got mulberries everywhere, boy. I'd like to get up there and shake that tree. You see all those mulberries on the ground? Look at that. Oh man, we used to chow down on these mulberries, boy. Look at all these fishing spots, you guys. Look at all these fishing spots. We're like 2 blocks from my house. We're 2 blocks from my house, right on the river. Looks like my phone's gonna die. Yep, running out of juice. I didn't bring a battery pack. I have several battery packs. I have all kinds of cam equipment. I have cam equipment from IRL, battery packs, everything. GPS, weather radios, and everything. Because I used to hike the Appalachian Trail. I hiked the Appalachian Trail for 30 years. I've hiked the Rocky Mountain National Trail, the Continental Divide, the John Muir Trail, mile and a half. I miss hiking. Now I just need to get me a 4-wheel drive wheelchair. The Viking 4x4 wheelchair. I can go anywhere in the Viking 4x4 wheelchair. But it only costs $14,000. It's just not practical for all uses. It's not. It's a specifically outdoor wheelchair. I don't agree with spending so much money on a chair, a wheelchair, that's really only for one use. Yeah. The phone's probably gonna die. Yeah, it says I'm running out of juice. We're gonna go. I want to go to the YMCA and I want to see what kind of programs that they have. I would like to look into a disability. I got 5% of power left, so my power is about done. I want to look into a disability handicap exercise class at the YMCA. See if they offer something like that, where I can go do exercises and stuff with sexy, hot, disabled handicap ladies, right, at the YMCA. So we'll have to see. Go shoot some baskets. My phone's gonna die, you guys, if you're tuning in. Wishing me well. Gracias, muchachos and senoritas. You guys stay tuned for some more river rolls. I'll be taking you guys downtown. My chair is not an all-weather chair. My power chair is not for snow. It is not for rain. It's for nice days. Cruising around. My chair is not a pussy chair. My chair is a kick-ass chair. I got the Jazzy Select GT. I got a good chair. It's about $4,000, but it's not for snow. It's not for water. It's not supposed to get wet. So if I see rain in the forecast, I have to bail. And so you guys can probably see the clouds up there. You see the sky? The sky's getting all dark. It's clouding up. Yeah, it's gonna storm on me. Yeah, my phone's gonna die here in a minute. And if you tuned in, spend some time with me, see what I'm up to today. Thanks for joining me. And we're gonna be getting out more, showing you guys around my town. Get that view, isn't that bitchin'? We're gonna go up on the bridge. You guys wanna go have coffee on the bridge? Now what I'm thinking about doing is getting Starlink so I have a solid roaming connection. I wanna get Starlink, but first I'll try out T-Mobile. For your information, for anybody who's wondering without having to do the homework, and I've already done the homework, T-Mobile is the only service in the United States that offers unlimited data, but it doesn't throttle your speed. Every company in the US throttles your speed after about 3 gigs, maybe 5 gigs of roaming data usage. So while they give you unlimited data, they do not give you the same consistent speed. They slap a speed limit on you after you use up about 3 gig. And so your bit rate, your speed, your connection, and everything is not going to be the best after you use up that initial couple of gig. Yeah. Let's see if we can cross up here. So T-Mobile is a good solution if you are somebody like me who uses a phone. You want good roaming data that you could also use as hotspot data. You wouldn't even need an internet company at all. You could just use your T-Mobile hotspot data because it's unlimited